Hello you, welcome to Geekism. You join me on Throwback Thursday for a little bit of Tropico 5, and we got in a pretty decent state last time, ready for setting up a larger area here. We're basically going to be building out our city centre today. That's kind of going to be the plan. Somebody pointed out in the last episode, thank you so much for the comments, I forget who it was now, but they said that there is a way of getting rid of our sovereign debt. I think it must be an edict. Here, sovereign debt, and we can buy back our bonds. We currently have a 10 grand debt. I don't know where that came from, but we were paying loads. We were paying thousands back. Also, Congress has decided to repeal the prohibition. That's good. There was an issue last time. The American people didn't want the rum from us, which is good. So I'm hoping now, once our textile mill's up and running, we should be making some pretty good money. We've got some rum distillery. The main thing is now we've got industry. We kind of need to work on getting educated workers for that industry. So we're going to be looking at a high school today. We have a quest here for a religious building. Okay, that actually quite nicely with the school. Don't really want to be pushing religion too much here. I find that actually religious factions usually in these games, it's one of the easiest factions to ignore because they don't really get that angry. So that's kind of what we're going to be doing. So what we're going to be doing is building this road around the back here. And up from here we'll lose a little bit of our farm, but overall it's something I can deal with. And then we'll look at putting a church in first of all, so that'd be welfare and media is a church there, and it sits quite nicely opposite at the back of the thingy there, so we'll do it that way, open it onto the main road, and then we'll put a bit of a road behind it as well. And then we'll have this area as a little bit more sort of palatial gardens. So we'll put a couple of large gardens down. Which ones haven't we used yet? Let's see. We've got like a bit of variation. That one is quite nice just with there. Is there a big 3x3 one we could use? Oh, there's a big... Oh, that's a really big one actually. Let's have a look. We've got that one. Or we've got that one. Or we've got that one. Is that the same one I just saw? Yeah. Oh, there's that one. That's quite nice. We haven't used that yet. Okay, so we'll do that either side, and that gives us a 2x2 in the middle for one of those. Lovely. Now have a nice sort of palatial gardens at the front and the back of the palace. It's got plenty of space around it, as you would expect. We also have a lovely garden at the front of the opera house as well, and then the church is there. So yeah, education is something we're going to be working on here. We're going to have a high school. I'm going to actually put it right by this church here, I think. It could go here, but I don't really want it back in right onto the church because I want the church to be quite a nice looking building. So I think we'll do it. Yeah, it fits the space quite well there, doesn't it? Gives us one. Does it give us one either side? Hold on. Yeah, so we'll do that. High school can go there. High school and church ties in quite nicely with each other, I think. So that'll work quite well there. The other thing I wanted to look at in this episode was starting to build up some of the housing, really. So we've got a nice little space here that we're going to use for our first tenements, which is the sort of next step up from housing. We've got mansions as well, but they're quite posh then. We're going to have a nice little area later on that uses those, but for now we're going to use tenements. We'll upgrade them to apartments once we get into the Cold War. So I think we're going to have to get rid of you, I'm afraid, sorry, but you can now move into the new tenement that's popping up. Oh, we can't do it. It pauses, doesn't it, on build mode. So as soon as that goes down, there we go. We can now put a tenement in its place. That's good. That way around fits quite nicely. There's a little 2x2 space at the back there, which we need to get rid of, because otherwise it'll just get filled with shacks over time. So we'll put a little garden in there. So let's have a little look through. Oh, we could put a pool in. Is that a bit over the top? It's a little bit over the top, isn't it? Let's see if we've got one that's just a bit more sort of grassy. Oh, some flowers. Oh, some trees. Yeah, trees. Let's just get some basic trees in there. That's pretty good. And these houses here, these may end up going in the future. Maybe put something else in there. But for now, that's I want this area here to be really dense. You know, high buildings, lots of stuff going on, and then it sort of spreads out and gets sort of further afield as it goes. We have no workers for the textile mill. That really is going to be a case of getting solved once we've got the high school in place there. We're working towards embassy as well. That was something we were working on last time. You'll see in the research, there we go. White flag, embassy in praise, 16 months remaining, that's fine. We have a couple more Oh, that was already going, sorry. Couple more spaces, so we'll now work on bank and customs offices. No, we can't. Okay, that's fine. We'll do that. So the embassy's going to fit here once it's done. Housing wise, I think we could probably do with a few more tenements. We have another quest. Here we go. Have an army base. Sure, we can work on that. Army base. We already have an army base, don't we? I know we have a military force. Okay, so the army base is the sort of modern precursor. So let's have a look at that. Military. Army base. Oh, we need to research tanks, but we can have barracks. Should we keep all of it together? Would that be something to do you think? Barracks there. No, I kind of want to keep this nice and resident, like almost touristy, you know, for in the future at least. Maybe some army stuff going on here. We'll move a bit of the residential stuff. I feel like it should be near the beach, you know. We will fight them on the beaches and all that. We'll think about that one. We'll see how the space sort of fills out. But I do think we need a few more tenement buildings. I want to leave this area over here. I'm quite happy with how this is working at the moment. But maybe these 5 houses here, they look a little odd, just sort of placed there. So I think these could probably become a couple of tenement buildings. So let's go and demolish all of them. I'm so sorry that you're losing your houses there. We have another quest. Build a new army base. A new army base. Okay, cool. We'll get a double quest for that then. That's good. Let's have a look on our housing tenements. Yes, there we go. So there's only one skin for the tenements, unfortunately. So it's going to look. I suppose we could rotate it like that. That's probably going to be. Actually, no. I don't. I'll do that the other way around. So they fit together. Like that. There we go. And then it'll look like one big building. This space here, I really doubt we're going to be able to put much in there. It's suggesting we build a police station. That's something we could do. That could probably go up towards this area here. Or actually opposite the palace. That sounds like a good place for a police station. Yeah, that kind of fits quite well there actually. Alright, we can do that. Another thing I want to do is demolish this bit of road and build this road up a little and then have this come here just so the road itself matches up, and then we can have a couple of little gardens around the back of the opera house here. So let's have a look. Not a pool. Maybe a statue around the back of the opera house, and then just like a tree. Yeah, like a couple of little trees. There we go. It kind of fills that area in quite nicely. Okay, cool. Apologise if you can hear a crying baby in the background. It's just my son. He's just he's probably hungry, to be honest. But don't worry, like there are other people in the house who can feed him. It's okay. I'm not sitting here and letting my son cry. It's just unfortunately something you have to get on with when you work from home making videos. Sip my drink there. Right, okay, so we're kind of holding on now. We have here, we need high school educated workers to get high school education going. That's bad. So that's kind of like the blind teaching the blind right here. But they're coming in, they're working, and they're doing the job. Okay, cool. So we should have, let's see if we've got any managers we can give here. 20% more durable against attacks, increases wealth for the workers in the building. Increases beauty in the vicinity by 10. Let's do the increasing the wealth. I'm a big proponent of giving teachers a decent wage, so I'm more than happy to do that. Here we'll have a nice, pretty vicinity area. 10%. That's good. And we have that 20% attacks building. I feel like that should be an army type thing. We should probably put that onto the barracks. I think. Tenements operational here. It's hardly got anyone living in it. Can we do anything to make it better? When we've got electricity, we can. Should we give it a better budget as well? Oh no, wealth required, well off. Yeah, we don't want people to have to be well off to live here. That's fine. There, a good budget, but you can still be poor to live there. That's how we want it, and it is now pretty much full. That's great. Here's all the people. They've just got off the boat and they've come to live here. How lovely. Here we'll do the same, give it a bit of a better budget, but you still don't need much to live there. Okay, budget's one thing I never really got in the game. I'm going to have a bit of a better look into that this time. I want to make sure that we've got that we kind of know what we're doing. The embassy is unlocked, fantastic. We'll put that in a moment as well. A lot of expansion going on in this episode. It's really good stuff. We're full. We have 2 graduates, so they should start making their way over to working in places like the textile mill even. Texture mill, that's where people come and work to make video game textures. We've got a bit of housing problem going on over here, I think. Yeah. Okay, so the police station's done as well. Looking pretty good. So that'll just sort of fight crime, I guess. Okay, so happy with that. So let's see how we're doing housing-wise. Let's look a little bit deeper into the... oh, I didn't mean to do that at all. Let's look a little bit deeper into the almanac and see if we can figure this out. So happiness. Crime safety is not great, but we've just put the police station down, so hopefully that will get better. Entertainment's not awful for this time of year. You know, a lot of the entertainment buildings come later on in the game. Food, they're pretty happy with. Healthcare is pretty awful, to be honest. Liberty's pretty good, religion's pretty good, because we just put down that larger church. So we kind of need to work at our most here on healthcare. I'm hoping crime safety will pop back up again there now the police station's built in. Although it looks like we've had the peak from it already. But yeah, healthcare, not good. What have we got healthcare-wise? So that'll be welfare and media. We have a Catholic mission, that's the religious one. We have the clinic. And we don't have the hospital until Cold War. So we have a clinic already. It looks like a second clinic is probably not a bad idea. Let's see if we can put one in somewhere that makes sense. It's pretty close to that one. But I'm thinking further down here where there's most housing. We're not going to get many other buildings that fit in this spot. So I think you're going to be home to the clinic. Yeah, there we go. So we'll pop you in there. And like I say, maybe even we'll move this one over towards this other end of town. We can have a little save. It really annoys me that we have to have a load screen to save. Yeah, we could, in fact, let's have a look, see if we can build a clinic here. And it kind of would fit there. That's kind of the only place it would go. It kind of would use the most of that space up a little bit. I'll tell you what then, we'll do that. We'll build a clinic there, and then when they're both built, we'll actually ditch this clinic at the front here and pop something else in. Maybe another tavern. We'll have like a bit of an entertainment strip going on instead next to the Catholic mission. That seems suitable. Right, in fight a foreign power, that is what we want to do. We need to get some embassy on the go. We're doing pretty well for cash. I'd like it to go here. That kind of fills out this sort of block of buildings here. Let me just make sure I've got it the right way around. Yeah, that's the front. So I'm going to place you down there. And then this last little bit here, I'm afraid the shacks are going to go. So instead, we're going to have some nice looking building. So let's have I don't think a pool is suitable around the back of the library. I think it's going to be more of a, yeah, statues, definitely. And then maybe just a couple of the taller trees in the spaces there as well. That looks nice. Okay. Alright, happy with that. These tenements are popping up quite nicely. They're not very filled. There's not much going on over here, to be honest, at the moment. Build a construction office. Oh, a construction office, sorry. Yeah, that is a good idea. This one is full because a lot of the cheaper workers, the people who work in the farms and stuff, are working over here. So they're going to be happy with that. But we will have lower qualified work over here because I think we'll probably have this as a dock area later on in the game. So the housing that's over here will be spread. But then, I mean, the other thing we can do is make these slightly nicer ones so you have to be well off to live here. That seems to actually fill up a bit better. No, let's do it like that. Construction office is probably a good idea because we haven't got, I mean, we've got one down here. I think that might actually be it. So all the construction currently is coming off that one building. I want a little bit further out. So let's just carry this road down here. Like so. Let's do it like that. Yeah, okay, and then this will run along the coast eventually. Here, we're going to join off. I don't think we can because we're crossing an unknown area, so we'll just do that for now. Okay, so let's build a construction office, but we'll come away from that wall there a little. We'll have something a bit nicer on the corner there. In fact, what could we have on the corner there? Something like a cabaret club. Building requires electricity. That cabaret club's pretty neat. That would sit really quite nicely on the corner there, and it would kind of fit with near the opera house, you know. So there's the opera, and then some other buildings pop up nearby that aren't quite as classy, you know. Yeah, let's have the cabaret house there. I know the entertainment value is pretty good at the minute. We don't really need it, but let's go for it. Tourism, we're not worried about tourism just yet. We could put, I think we could put a tenement here. I guess a next bit of housing, and then next to it, we can have a construction office. There we go. We're doing some big developments here. We've got a lot. Look at all this. In fact, that may well be our thumbnail for the episode with all this construction going on. There we go. Unfortunately, there's no UI removal. There we go. No UI removal in this game, so we're going to have to make it so we work around the UI. Build a new clinic, accept. Well, we've already got the 2 that we built. I don't really want to build a 3rd one just yet. Let's demolish that one though, because we don't want too many. That one is full, and that one is full as well. Oh, maybe that 3rd one probably would be useful somewhere. Maybe up here, like bearing in mind that we'll do some later expansion. What's that? Oh, observatory. Okay. Right. What were we doing? I've totally lost track of where I was. We were doing a clinic. Are we maybe here next to the church? Probably won't be awful. Yeah, let's do that next to the church. Let's have another smaller building next to the church as well. Something that kind of fits. Let's have a look. We could have a tavern. Yeah, do you know what? Let's have a tavern. Do you remember there's an episode of The Simpsons where I think Mr. Burns blocks out the sun, and everyone who's in the pub runs out the pub and runs into the church, and everyone's in the church runs out the church and runs into the pub. It's pretty good, so I think we could do that there. I kind of want to really see which way around this tavern goes. Yeah, there's the front, isn't it? Taverna. We can go there. And then we'll probably have a little bit more parks around here as well, to be honest, because there's not really going to be more. I want the church to be nice and big and open in its own little square there. But then here it'll start getting busy up again with more living spaces. Alright, cabaret is done. Let's see, we've got some... Oh, there's loads of staff going to the cabaret, because you don't need to be... you don't need any education to work there. Oh, sorry, I've got a really dry throat today. Opera House... They're loving it. Visitors are going in. Yeah, they're enjoying themselves. Cabaret, a little bit cheaper to get in there. Oh, you still need wealth required, well off. That's interesting. Wealthy tour. Oh, I thought the cabaret was a bit more sort of, well, a bit sleazy for want of a better word, to be honest with you. So the clinic is coming up. The new construction office is coming up. We haven't done an army base. We're not exporting any canned goods at all. Oh, that's because we have a creamery. We don't have a cannery, do we? Let's get rid of you then. Fed up of worrying about that. Invite a foreign power. Ah, we can now do that as well. So, here's our embassy. Are we going to go Axis or Allies? I'll be honest with you, I usually play this game, or these sorts of games, with a bit of a sort of capitalistic twinge. I can't help myself. I get to a point where it's all about money. So I think I'm probably going to go for that reason, I'm going to go for the Allies. So we can even snobbier than I. Right, okay, so we can either take 7 grand, which we don't need, 2 free buildings from the raw resources category. That could be useful. That could be useful, or 10% increase on export prices for 2 years. That could be useful as well. although we're doing pretty well cash-wise. I'm going to take the resource buildings. I can't actually really remember what they are, but it's basically, yeah, things like mines and wharf. Okay, I'm happy with this. Let's get a wharf going, because we haven't got one of those yet. And it's going to give us another food, another thingy, food option. So let's build you. Oh, it'd be nice if you could. You fit there, but you look a bit funky. So I think I'd rather you over here. So let's get you there. Must be placed on the shore. Requires a specific marine deposit, and it's too far from a road network. Okay, well let's get a road down here and see if that's the problem. Because it might be. Can we do a nice road off there? Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, it still goes old school. I don't like that. I wish they were all just nice. Okay, so raw resources. We'll get a wharf. Hopefully this works now. Requires a specific marine deposit. Oh. Well, there. Look, there's fish there. Oh, well, that kind of scuppers my plans there. Alright, well, we'll leave that road there anyway, because it might be useful in the future. Let's... I really want a wharf, though. I want some fish coming in. It must be placed on the shore. Unexplored territory. Okay, so there we can build it, basically. That one little spot there is kind of the only place we can actually fit the thing. We could maybe get it there. Now requires a specific marine deposit. How strange. It is kind of that or nothing, isn't it? Alright, okay, well let's go there and hope it doesn't look too ridiculous. And then what we'll do is build the road from it like that to there. And then build you. Ooh, I might have to just demolish a little bit of you, I think. Let's try that again. Road. There. Oh, can I just not get you in? Is that the problem? Oh, this could be an issue. Okay, so there is fine. Road turns too sharply. Oh, we're gonna struggle. Do you know what? We're trying to make it work, and it just isn't going to. So let's get rid of you and you and you and you. Sorry, we'll figure something out there later on. The wharf, I really could do with it going there. It's really annoying that there isn't a fish deposit. Maybe it's because that one's too close. I'm going to demolish it and try that. See if that does it instead. Raw resources wharf. Let's just wait for it to disappear. Oh, the poor thing's... Oh my god, we've just drowned all those men. Let's see if that is now the issue. Yeah, there we go. Now it can get to that fish. Right, good. So we'll do that. Because the trawler can go elsewhere. There's other places the trawler can fit. Look, there's already one right over here, look. Oh, so we do have fish already. Okay, so all that kick-off for the wharf was kind of useless. Alright, good. Well, we've still got a free raw resources building. I haven't actually got logging, but there's no trees down here is the problem. We can't really do logging until we open up that area over there, so let's not worry about that.Ve got all the ranches. We've got all the mines, sorry. We could have another ranch, I guess. Like a ranch over here for now for a little while. Wouldn't do us any harm. I think we'll leave it. We'll leave it until we need that logging area. I think that's fine. We're doing, like I say, we're doing more sort of city building in this episode. Which is actually all coming on quite nicely. We've got a police station that's pretty staffed, high school that's full of students, and it's got some good graduates coming in as well. So all these high school buildings, they'll all start filling up now. As is. Let's do that. Still be poor, but it's good quality housing. Again, oh, here we go. We've got an election coming up. Primary polls show that 62% of the people will vote for you. Yeah, let's have an election. Juan Carlos Geekism. We should smashed the election, 62%. That's pretty good this early on in the game, if I do say so myself. Is there anyone actually living in that? There is as well. And there as well. Oh, wow. Let's get some more housing available. There's loads, look here. Wow, okay, so we're going to get some more housing available. And we're going to do it using tenements. And we're going to have them there and there. So these are kind of going to be off the main street a little. But I think it'll work out quite nicely. We'll carry on this road along here. And, oh, we've got a junction there. That's a little annoying. Tell you what, let's see if we can fix this. If we get rid of you, we can now take you up to there, and then we can do that. So it's basically what we had before, just slightly different. There we go. And we're not going to get anything in that space at all. It's quite annoying actually. So we'll always have that bit of crappy grass there. Yeah, irritating. Never mind. On here, back of the clinic, we could get a little two-part. I don't want a pond, but something like that will do. Fill that space in a little. Okay, cool. So we've got some housing coming up. We've just lost like 5% of the votes. See, I love the fact that you can click them and just kill them. I think that's fantastic. Like, I don't think it would help, but I just love the fact that that's an option. I think we could probably build this army base down here, couldn't we? Let's have a look. Research, education, military. Oh no, we can't do army base until we've got the tanks technology. Okay, but we could do a barracks. I feel like this space here is prime for army base technology. Okay, well, we're losing votes here. The election's in 5 months. Let's get an edict on the go. In fact, actually, what we will do is we'll save the game, because if you lose the vote, you're out. And that is not something I'm willing to do here. And I think we're going to start wrapping the episode up then, but we've built a lot. I'm actually quite happy with how much we've got done this episode. So let's see. What was I doing? Oh yeah, let's have a look at edicts. We've got... Oh, we could do a smear campaign. Target faction loses supporters depending on the popularity of El Presidente. Lose standing with all remaining supporters of the faction and a bigger drop with the faction leader. No, we don't want to do that. Increase the effectiveness of all plantations or hydroponic farms. Upkeep is 60. Yeah, let's do that. That sounds good. Let's get some stuff coming in. Edicts as well. Global Alliance grants bonus research points from all superpowers that have high standing with Tropico. No, I'm not too worried about that one just now. Industrialization, decrease the cost of all factions by 50% for their base rise for 2 years. No, we don't need that either. So, oh, we should have built a building permit. We'd have saved loads of money. And urban development as well would have been good. Increase the service quality of all entertainment buildings and overall crime on the island. Okay, we're having a Mardi Gras. Hope it lasts for a little while. And let's also have a tax cut. 15. Yeah, we can afford a tax cut issue. That should give us a nice little boost just to keep us safe, I think. We're getting a little close. Join the Allies by forming an alliance. This will cancel the offer from the Axis. Yeah, accept. How do we do that? Click here somewhere. Allies with the alliance requires 80 foreign standing, currently 63. Okay, so let's praise them. Okay, and that should... Oh, that makes it 73. So I don't know what else we can really do. We've got a little bit of an increase here. Let's just... Oh, what's this? Build a new high school. Oh, I don't really want another high school. I'll take it and see if we can see what we can do. But I would like to just have a quick look at all these. So crime safety, that's up to a decent number now. Entertainment is good. Healthcare is still really quite low, but until we get that hospital, there's really little we can do about it. Housing slightly increased as well. Job slightly increased as well. Healthcare is still our major issue. But really, like I say, until we get hospitals, those clinics, they're pretty weak. They really are. Oh, our library. We haven't got anyone working in the library. Oh, but we've got new managers. Let's dish some managers out. Palace doesn't have a manager. Wow. Money grubber. Increase job quality. We can win without cheating, 55%. Oh, let's go for it. Let's go and see. 1 month to go, 55%. Is it enough? Is it enough to get us elected? 56%, yeah, it's increasing, that's great. We won with 57%. Da, 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 awesome. Tropicans, there we go, love us. Alright, cool. Well, I think we'll leave it there. Uh-oh. Enemy warships around our beautiful island. Foreign ships have appeared near our shores. Inflation's not improved soon. We will be invaded. Invaded by who? Okay, we'll find out in the next episode. We're going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, give us a like. It really does help out the channel. And if you're not already, don't forget to subscribe. Any thoughts, queries, or suggestions, you can pop them down in the comments. If you fancy a chat, you can find me on Twitter. I'm at Jonty Sparrow. If you'd like to join in with the Geekism community, you can do so over on our Discord server. You'll find the link in the description. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.